Hello and welcome to the Roaming Thinker. Today we're going to talk about having a dumb phone in 2025. And what I mean by dumb phone is having a phone that looks like this. Or just any simple phone that texts and calls, and that's about it really. It's not a smartphone, it doesn't have smart technology. So a little bit about how I got into it is it all started with social media really. I used to fluctuate between having social media, using it all the time, getting annoyed with it, or distracting too much time on it and getting rid of it, and then I'd give it a break and then I'd go back on it again, and the cycle would repeat until eventually I got to a point where I sort of just thought, well, I'll get rid of it, but this time for good. So I started with Facebook. I got rid of Facebook first. And surprisingly enough, after a while, I didn't really miss it. I didn't miss Facebook. And I got rid of Instagram and TikTok and stuff, because I used to spend, I know it's a bit embarrassing to admit, I used to spend hours just scrolling videos, and like short video content, like stuff that captures your attention for a few seconds, then you've gone to the next thing and the next thing. So yeah, it started with social media, and then the interesting thing is, once I stopped on like known social media, I call it known social, like popular stuff like Facebook and Twitter and TikTok, Instagram. Once I stopped using that, I started going more on YouTube and started going more on Reddit, and that became like the substitute in a way for it. And I started noticing, I was conscious of it. I sort of, like, I'd go to sleep, and my missus would go to sleep, but I would spend hours on Reddit, and I started noticing that it was sort of developing bad habits again. So I decided to take a bit of a plunge and go for a dumb phone. So I researched a bit really about the whole thing, and then I thought, bugger it, I'm going to buy one. So I bought this one from Argos for about 30 quid. It's called a TCL One Touch. Sorry, I thought I just heard someone. But so I took the plunge, bought the TCL One Touch, and it was really strange at first getting used to it. It was almost like going back in time to a point where you had to be, you were like forced to be social in a way, because I'm a bit of an introverted person, and it was dead strange. Like, I kept reaching for my pocket. It was like the smartphone had developed this habit where if I had a spare 10 minutes or it was quiet in a conversation, I reached into my pocket and pulled out the boredom killing machine. So once I started transitioning to the dumb phone, I kept my smartphone for a bit, just for context, purely for like banking and stuff like that. So I still had it, but put it in a safe, trying to like limit as much use I had on it. So I'd carry the dumb phone around with me all the time, and eventually I sort of stopped reaching into my pocket for it, because I'd go, I'm a bit bored now, or the conversation's a bit dry, or I've got 10 minutes, reach into my pocket, feel the dumb phone, and I'd go, there's nothing on there. I mean, I must have gone through the settings and all the different things on that phone 100 times before I realised there's nothing on this phone to do. So it's almost like going cold turkey on a habit, like you're forced to stop. And over time, I keep thinking someone's behind me, but it must just be the rocks. I'm on a rocky path. But over time, I've gotten really used to the phone now. Like, I don't even reach into my pocket now. It is my full like singular device now. Like I got rid of my smartphone, and I've got a laptop now. So if I do need to check an email or something, or log into the bank or something, I've got the laptop, because I think it is near enough impossible to do everything now without having some sort of access to the internet. But it's a lot more cumbersome on a laptop. I can't just go, oh, let's blast a load of time on such and such. I've got to log in, got to set the laptop up and log in and all that stuff. It's more cumbersome. So that's how the journey began, and now I'm fully used to the Dumbphone, and it's a bit, the novelty's still not worn off. So like to some people, when I need to get my phone out, they'll see my phone and go, oh wow, I've not seen a phone like that for years, or or God, well, you can't do anything on that phone. It's like a bit of a novelty in a way, but I have become used to it, and it's like changed me thinking in a way as well. But I've got there are some pros, and there are definitely some cons as well to it. So a couple of pros is that it's made me more in the moment, really. So when I'm in a conversation with people, or experiencing, like I say, like a place of natural beauty, like where I am now, I'm more in the moment. I'm not reaching to be distracted. I'm not looking to be distracted, or looking what the latest shiny thing is, like a bit of news, or I'm here and present. And that's the same in conversations as well. Sorry, I'm just going over a style. I'm listening to what people are saying, taking it in, and it's like I say, I'm a lot more there. Another thing that's happened, that's like another pro, is my concentration has improved massively. I couldn't read a book before. Like when I had my smartphone, like reading a book or something, doing anything like that was the epitome of a bit boring, isn't it? But now I can read. I mean, I'm halfway through a book that I picked up maybe a week ago, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I can stay focused on it, and I've become content with sitting with my thoughts for 10-20 minutes, rather than, God, I'm bored, like I've got to find, I'm okay being bored now, if that makes sense. So that's two pros. Another pro is, if you're a bit of an introverted person, you're a lot more unreachable. And what I mean by that is, you've not got like Facebook Messenger going off all the time, or WhatsApp going off all the time, or emails and stuff. It's literally text and call, and the text and calls aren't even that great on there. So if you're a bit of an extrovert, that probably sounds like hell, but if you're an introverted person, it's paradise. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of pros to it. One more is that I've become a lot more direct with how I use it. So because the keypad's a bit of a ball ache to type out long things, if I want to say something, it's direct and to the point, rather than a big unneedless paragraph, let's say. And I call people probably a bit more than I text now. But I'll move on to some cons, because there are a couple. There are pros and cons to everything in life, unfortunately. But I'd say the first con is that, as much as introverted, simple life people like to live, the world isn't like that. And what I mean by that is, I'm choosing to have a device like this, but at the same time I'm being left behind. And I mean, like, you could go to a restaurant and you have to scan the QR code for a menu, which if you've got a phone like me, you can't do that, obviously. which is a choice that you're making, but at the same time it does affect you. Little things like that, like scanning boarding passes for flights, or you get the picture. It can't do everything a smartphone can. Another one I would probably say is that if you are a bit of a socialite and you've got group chats and stuff, group chats are a lot more difficult on like a dumb phone like me. Some can't even do it. Like, I don't think mine can, but some can send texts out to multiple people, but it's not specifically a group chat. So yeah, there are a few cons and a few pros. Like I went to a chain restaurant. I'm not going to name them for obvious reasons, but I went to a chain restaurant chain with my one of my best friends, and he has a smartphone, but the waitress was like, "You need to scan the QR code on the table for the menu to come up." And I said, "Can you pay by card or cash?" And she thought, "Oh, we can, but they don't like it when we do that." So I was a bit like, "Oh, I physically can't scan the QR code." She said, yeah, that's fine, we've got that. So there are instances like that where you will be at a disadvantage, but I like to feel, since I've made the transition to a dumb phone, the pros have definitely outweighed the negatives, like the cons. And for anyone that is wanting a nice, more simpler, quiet life, definitely encourage it, really. Like I say, my concentration has come back a lot more since I've stopped doom scrolling, and I'm, like I say, I'm more in the moment. And like, as cliche as it sounds, I know this sounds really cliche, but I feel like more myself again, in a way. Like, my whole life isn't on a device. Like, this phone could break and I'm not, it doesn't really affect me. Or if it gets stolen, it doesn't really bother me. I can just get another one. And I've started using, I've got another pro, which I forgot. I've started using my other devices more. So because the camera's so bad on this dumb phone, it's like taking a picture with a toaster or something. Because the camera's so bad, I've started to use my actual camera, or started to use my watch more. It's other technologies replaced that singular device. So yeah, that's all I've got to say on it, really. I definitely recommend, if you want to go for it, or at least buy one and try it out. You don't have to go full hog like me. I mean, I started out using a bit of both, but now I have fully gone to it. So yeah, I'm up by the mines at the moment, so it's a bit rocky. But yeah, this has been the Roman Thinker on a dumb phone in 2025. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.